Welcome to Panic Button, everyone. I'm Nina.
I'm cold, but you guys don't need to know that.
So we're reacting to a video of Dylan crying because it's funny.
Dylan Mulvaney, to be specific.
And then I see this video and I know that I can't. And that's why I wake up every day and I feel stuck. Because my existence and our existence, trans people's existences, are being debated on such a large scale that a day without realizing that, it feels nearly impossible. And to sit with that, to look in the mirror every day and have to go, I see you. I know who you are.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, man, welcome back to the channel. It is your host, JD. I hope you're all doing well and are having a great day so far. Now, look, we all know we live in this very stunning, brave, progressive world where if you disagree with certain agendas and you don't go along with how people feel and you say something that could offend someone and you air that opinion online, the woke activists, boy, do they come after you, and the meltdown that certainly begins. And this is just what happened on TikTok, the best social media platform in the world. A woman has gone viral for saying, and get this, that Dylan Mulvaney is not a woman. Oh my gosh, how dare she say such a thing? And Dylan Mulvaney has responded in a now deleted video by breaking down into tears because, again, how dare people say things that might offend someone? Now, this has all really come about from what I can understand. I mean, TikTok's a mess. Try and make sense of that app and you lose your mind. But from what I can gather, people on TikTok have discovered the collaboration between Dylan Mulvaney and Ulta Beauty that happened a couple of years ago. Now, obviously, Ulta Beauty is in a lot of controversy right now because of their recent collaboration with Jonathan Van Ness to promote hair products. I have no idea what's going on. I really don't. Welcome to our lovely, stunning, and brave society.
Only because I know that we covered this already. They're just getting to the Dylan Mulvaney one. You covered the John, what's his name?
Van Ness.
Yeah, you covered that Jonathan Van Ness one.
Yeah.
But we collectively covered the Ulta thing forever ago. Didn't they also have him on with that weirdo with the beard and wants to be called a woman, but was talking about the kitty stuff? Didn't they have
Alok?
him? Didn't they have Alok and Dylan on a little podcast thing, or was it Dylan and someone else?
I think Alok's been on Dylan's podcast, but does it matter?
No, but
Doesn't matter.
was it Ulta who also did the Days of Girlhood, the Days of Beauty Girlhood thing or whatever?
Yes.
And and that was Dylan Mulvaney.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what they're getting mad about now? A little late to the party.
Nothing screams woman like man in a dress.
The crying also didn't seem the most authentic.
What is authentic about Dylan Mulvaney?
I think I saw one tear move from the eye line, like the lower eyelid, to just under the line of eyelashes. So it's either forced crying or fake crying, right?
Nothing about Dylan Mulvaney is authentic.
You didn't answer my question. I don't think he's authentic. I'm just saying it's got to be fake. It's got to be put on for show.
That's pretty much giving you an answer. There's no authenticity there. Everything he does is fake, including crying.
Fair.
It's a great time. So that obviously drew more attention to Ulta Beauty, and it seems like people on TikTok think that the Dylan Mulvaney and Ulta Beauty collab was this recent thing, but again, it was a couple of years ago, but it is blowing up now on TikTok for different reasons, and people are calling it out. Now, I'm sure a lot of you will remember that collaboration or whatever it was a couple of years ago because it went viral absolutely everywhere at the time, and we got this insane podcast by Ulta Beauty featuring Dylan Mulvaney and another bearded man who thinks he's a woman, where things like this were said.
Now I know I can find love. I know I can still be a performer. I know that I can have a family. I want to be a mom one day, and I absolutely can.
I lose brain cells listening to that. I really do. Now, as I mentioned, people are speaking out about this, so we have these viral videos going around, and one has really stood out because they are now in a lot of controversy, but she uploaded this video outside of Ulta Beauty where she says the following.
I would be going into the store, but I'm not. The new face of their campaign is Dylan Mulvaney. It's a woman's store. He wants to be a woman. I mean, did they not learn anything from Bud Light? Have they not seen the pendulum shift?
So you all heard that, right? And whilst the Dylan Mulvaney Ulta Beauty controversy might have been a couple of years ago, have Ulta Beauty
Pendulum.
Pendulum.
Listen.
really change anything? Because they're still using men like Jonathan Van Ness, so aren't her frustrations still valid? They're using men like Jonathan Van Ness, who think they're women, to promote certain products because it's all about normalizing the idea of men becoming women and you must accept the craziness, ignore your own eyes and your own ears. That's what these people want. But that video caused a lot of controversy, as you would imagine. You know, anything causes controversy today. You say the sky is blue and someone out there goes, oh my gosh, no, it's not, what are you on about? But she responded to a comment in a video that also seems to be deleted, but she responded to a person who said the following: Dylan Mulvaney is a woman, right down to the lady parts. What am I reading? Again, losing brain cells. Trans, yes, woman, no less. So I don't even know how that makes sense, ladies and gentlemen, but then again, the woke activists believe in things that aren't real and will never make sense. But this is partly what she had to say in response to that comment.
Down to the lady parts makes zero sense.
Meaning the dick, the penis.
Because that would be the parts. And even if you don't currently have the penis, let's say that even if you went and flipped your penis inside out, you still had a penis, and you still have the body type for a penis.
You know what women never had? Penises.
Very true. Well, they say when we're in utero,
We all
that
start out female.
Start off female. So at that hypothetical, we've all been women, but we haven't all been men.
Female, not women.
Yes, I agree. I've just misspoke. Mm-hmm. I just think that you can't even justify the comment that was posted because Dylan, it's a outright lie to say even to the physical parts because Dylan doesn't have female parts.
Dylan has said he has a lady penis.
What do we hear that called? A gawk?
Ew.
I didn't come up with it. It's gross. Mm-hmm. You got anything else to say? This lady obviously is aware of the Dylan Mulvaney hatred. So why would she decide that now she's going to boycott Ulta after it's been out for like 4 years?
She probably just saw the clip.
You think that's just a matter of like lack of education?
Education, no, it's just lack
of information.
Just missed it.
Maybe.
Maybe she was living her life and wasn't chronically online and didn't see it.
But then how do you hate Dylan Mulvaney this much, but you're not aware of the fact that he's doing these things for women's products? You know what I mean?
She saw the Dylan Mulvaney thing with the Bud Light.
That's what I'm saying. That if you saw the thing with the Bud Light, then how did you just find out about the Ulta thing?
Because she's not chronically online.
Okay, fair enough.
Again, I can't find the full video because it seems to be deleted, but take a watch.
No, he's not a woman. He's not. He's a man with a mental health issue.
So you all heard that, and I don't think anything she said there was wrong.
So, the transsexualism was removed from the DSM-5
It was?
for inclusive reasons, apparently.
Oh, yeah, because
Apparently.
they didn't want it to be considered.
A mental health issue because they related
Right.
it to gay, and gay being a mental health issue at one time in the DSM-5.
I
But they
hate
removed it.
this. I
Me
hate
too.
that they keep referring to homosexuals and transgender people as the same. I'm not talking man, woman. I mean people who want to transition versus people who just want to sleep with the people that
they're attracted
to
Yeah.
legally and consensually.
Yeah.
Yes. I think there's a very big difference. Number one being the medical procedures that go along with it. You know how many medical procedures go along with being gay?
None. Zero. Zilch. Nada.
You know how many like only gay people have been fighting for puberty blockers because they needed them and they used them? No, they're fighting for it because they've been told to fight for it. They've been told this helps these people. And it's not from any bit of personal experience. And furthermore, we don't have the personal issues they have.
Yeah. If you have a psychosis, meaning that you see your body as something that it's not.
Well, that would be dysphoria. Dysmorphia, sorry.
Well, you're still in a state of psychosis because psychosis, you're believing something that's not actually true. So these guys are believing they're women, but that's not actually true. And they get so angry about it because they do have a mental health issue that they lash out, get aggressive, get nasty, invade our spaces. I mean, if that's not a
women's
mental
sports.
health issue, when you're calling your genitalia a lady penis, really,
gawk.
you really think that people believe you don't have a mental health issue? Because you scream mental health issue. And the funny thing is that people online brag about their mental health issues. So how could you be offended by it? You know what I mean? Even Dylan himself in videos has said, like, my dysphoria is high today. It's like, that's a mental health issue.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, your brain and your body don't align, regardless of if it is an actual issue of gender dysphoria, whether or not you're a creep. Your brain and your
Could be a creep.
but either way, your brain and your body don't align, right? Mm-hmm. So I think Dylan is definitely putting a lot of this on for a show. I don't know what there is to gain, but I do know that, like, come on, guys, Dylan Mulvaney just wants money. Think about it.
It's all an act.
How much was he charging universities? Like $50,000 plus some, right?
Around that, yeah.
Not sure why the video has been deleted. Maybe the woke mob came after her and it got too much because Dylan Mulvaney did actually respond to this video, so maybe his fans went to her page and you all know how it goes. But the video Dylan Mulvaney uploaded, which again, he's also deleted that one, is almost 7 minutes long and he breaks down into tears because of what this woman said. Yes, we also live in a time, ladies and gentlemen, where people think it's very trendy to upload videos of themselves crying. Can we just stop that, please? Anyway, let's get into what was said in this video uploaded by Dylan Mulvaney. Don't worry, we're not going to get into the whole thing because it's 7 minutes long and I wouldn't want to put you guys through that. But before we get into it, if you could make sure to leave a like rating as it really, really helps out the video. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, share this video, become a member of the channel, and let's get into it.
No, he's not a woman. He's not. He's a man with a mental health issue.
Hello, I just tried to make a response to this video, but it was 8 minutes long and I cried through basically the entire thing, so I'm going to try this again. And if I do cry, I'm sorry, but I have not cried publicly on here in like 2 years, which I think is pretty impressive.
I just don't cry too.
So if I do, just let it
video
happen.
that Dylan did of he was at a table and he said that he's a woman because he bought something online, he didn't need it, and he wrote an email that he never sent, and he cried about nothing completely.
I do. It was like his fourth day of girlhood.
Yeah, just completely insulting.
Women.
Yeah.
And their emotional stability. Like, women can't be stoic or lack crying in public. That women have to be submissive, sad,
Deranged,
seeking attention for anything that's happened to them. You know what?
dumb.
You know what I've learned? Most women don't want to be seen crying.
Nope.
Almost every woman with a shred of dignity or a shred of self-worth doesn't want to be caught crying, whether it's at a bad doctor's appointment, at your favorite football team's game, at your kid's graduation. You might want to shed a tear, but you still don't want to be caught crying. Because it makes women look weak. Congratulations, you're continuing to perpetuate a stereotype that women are weak. I thought you guys were just as strong as women, so why are you doing that?
Next, try blackface.
But I'm Dylan. I hope it's a good time. I maybe haven't been on your For You page in a really long time. I don't make as much content on here anymore. I've kind of put a lot more energy into other things. I've been writing, so my book came out earlier this year. My play just got announced today. And that premieres in New York in the fall, and that's a dream come true. I spent my whole life performing, and this has always been my dream. And so today was supposed to be a really happy day, and then I open this app, and I see this video just on my For You page. I didn't even go looking for it, and it's a woman diagnosing me as mentally ill, calling me a man, and it has 50,000 likes. And when I got on this app 3 years ago, it was like my happy place, and I loved talking about my transness, and I loved sharing it with you all. And this app, still to this day, has brought me so many of the good things in my life. I live in a beautiful house. I have great friends, but lately it has just been a source of all bad things, because I think there should never be a moment where we normalize someone else diagnosing another person's mental illness without them knowing it, and then having...
Hold that thought in your head. Just hold it in your head. Also, I gain a lot of joy off of watching Dylan cry. It's the man crying. It's not a female cry. Nah, this is just self-pity, pathetic. Dylan says that he knows who he is, and he's strong and brave, and yet he breaks down crying when some stranger on the internet diagnoses him as deranged. But anyone with a brain who watches his content can obviously see that he has mental health issues and is completely deranged. It's just breaking down that facade of delusion that he doesn't like. That's what's making him cry. Coming to the realization.
I don't think it has anything necessarily to do with coming to the realization. I think every bit of why he's crying is because he's getting caught in the act, and I think genuinely Dylan is starting to really think things over, and this is the right move. Listen to how he's talking. He's sitting there saying, today was supposed to be a happy day, but instead, because one person didn't acknowledge what I think in my head, it's ruined.
And people liked it.
I think it's interesting that the phrasing he's using. This woman said, quote, he's a mentally ill man, end quote. That's not a diagnosis, that's an opinion. This woman didn't say, you have personality disorder, and I can prove it because I'm this, that, or the other thing.
You're
No.
right, she didn't diagnose him.
She did not diagnose him. She didn't. She gave an opinion. I believe he's a mentally ill man, not a woman. And you're taking it to mean some random person on the internet is diagnosing you to say that, and then to go on and say, oh, I opened this app and it used to be my happy place. It used to be your happy place because you got the attention you wanted positively about pretending to be a woman. So now that it's not giving you, the accolades for pretending and posing as a woman, now you're all upset with it? Let me tell you something. TikTok is a dangerous place. Maybe if your feelings are this sensitive, you should get off of it. And last point I want to make is you sat there and said that because of this, you've made many friends. Why are you talking to us about this? if you have so many friends that are so good and so helpful. Because if it was me, I'd be talking to my friend before I posted any video, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 2 minutes. I'd be talking to one friend to understand if I should be posting the video. But instead, you're acting emotionally. So even if you do have many friends, you're not using your resources properly, and therefore I have no sympathy for you.
And you're right. Self-actualization and realization is Dylan Mulvaney's kryptonite. He'll never go there.
To be too sensitive to even hear it, if you can't handle negative comments without responding to them, you shouldn't be a celebrity. You shouldn't be a comedian/actress, which I saw on there. Because if you can't take
Criticism.
then you can't dish jokes. You definitely can't do jokes. Have you heard about The Aristocrat? Dylan Mulvaney would cry listening to people tell those jokes. You can't call yourself a comedian and then be offended by people making a statement.
P.S. Dylan's book is tanking. Not a good seller. Although it's on the New York Times bestseller list, it's not selling.
I don't mean this in any negative way to John Dillon or whoever this guy is, but him and Dylan look like they could be brothers.
Yeah, but Dylan has had surgery, remember?
And that's why I said I don't mean this in any offensive way to the guy that's clearly a guy, but they look like they could be related.
People confirm that I think it's sick. I think that's a mental illness. I think what she's doing is a mental illness. I think a lot of what people are doing in the comments,
Wait.
I really can't think. I've been thinking about this a lot lately.
Sorry, Zen.
Did Dylan Mulvaney just diagnose this woman he doesn't know online without letting her know first? Hypocrite.
I told you to hold it in your brain for a second.
Hypocrite. That's all. That's all.
This is what catty mean girls do. Catty mean girls.
So it's only bad if you do it, not if I do it.
Right.
Kind of a double-edged sword you're holding on to there, huh?
Yeah. Can't hold two thoughts in your brain at the same time. Can't critically think. Can't be anything but the victim, even when you're being the bully.
And that justifies it all for them. Being the victim all of a sudden means that any of the bullying is on the table.
Yep.
All of this is now good, even if say this woman was diagnosing you, maybe I'd stand by you and say, yeah, you shouldn't be diagnosing people online. Where are you to be doing that? But now you're doing the same thing. So I can't even be hypothetically on your side.
Do as I say, not as I do. Hypocrisy is what Dylan is made of.
Rules for thee and not for me.
When it comes down to it, he's just an asshole.
Interject there. But I don't get how somebody who is claiming to be a woman can say somebody else has got a mental health issue, and then also saying people who agree with her and are leaving comments also have a mental health issue. How does that make any sense? Left is right, up is down, common sense, hard to find.
I don't think I've ever left a mean, spiteful comment under anyone's post, let alone, just trying to rake someone across the coals and in a vicious way.
No, Dylan, your content was insulting enough to women all over the country and the world.
I don't think that I ever did anything mean, at least not intentionally.
Yeah, you did.
So, what you're saying is, if I left any damage, I didn't mean to, and I'm not going to apologize. However,
Or acknowledge it.
this person should do that for me. Apologize and stop calling it a mental illness. Well, guess what? It was a mental illness up until pretty recently. And I'd say under my beliefs, it still is. And if you want to go, oh, you're diagnosing me, fine. But what did I diagnose you with? Mental unwellness?
Dylan's just a puppet. Someone's got their hand up his rectum, and he's playing the part. He's a puppet. He acts like a character all the time, even in these authentic TikTok videos where he's really releasing his emotions and putting his heart there out on the table. None of that is authentic. It's all pretend. It's all an act. He has the authenticity of, I wish I could come up with a good one, but I can't.
A counterfeit Louis Vuitton?
That's good. We'll use that one.
And I don't understand it. And maybe somebody else can make me understand, or at least tell me why it feels so good. Like,
The make me understand, right? What is with these people in education? It's like forced education. It's not a make you understand. It's if you're willing to listen, then maybe you'd hear what she has to say, but you're not. So you want people to make you understand. We're trying. Google your name. And instead of clicking on the left-wing people, click on the right-wing people. And maybe evaluate what you're doing. You're never going to get anywhere by just saying, you just need to educate me because I don't know why everyone is so against me.
Yeah, he wouldn't listen.
He's not going to listen. This lady literally was trying to say it.
And he cried.
And he cried and said, oh, well, she's wrong for even attempting to label me as mentally unwell.
Well, lady, you're mentally unwell.
Dude, you must. Let me just say, it's clear to me that you haven't had relationships because if you did with men, you would know that a lot of those men go off and say they were mentally unwell, even if they weren't. They still will. I'm not saying that every guy does, but a lot of women do it too. They're like, oh, they were crazy. Why? Because they broke up with me because they wanted to live a different style of life.
Yep.
I just wonder if it like feels good, like after they post that or after you leave that comment that's so nasty or negative. Is it a rush? Like,
Here's the misunderstanding from retard here. She wasn't putting it up to intentionally be mean. She was taking a stand on behalf of herself and women because you're being completely insulting. And you don't even realize it because you're so vain and narcissistic. The word is thrown out there a lot, narcissism, but he is the prime example of it. But these people, like Dylan, they hear someone actually standing up for themselves because finally now they can say something without being censored. And they think that these people are saying things to be mean. Well, no, it's because you haven't heard what mean actually is and how mean actually people can be. You don't understand the difference between being mean and being honest because people couldn't be honest for a very, very long time. Now you're finally hearing people being honest about you and you can't hack it. You can't handle it. Well, here's the thing is people aren't being censored. People aren't deciding to be nice because they are being forced to. They're deciding to be honest. And if you can't handle it, that's on you. No one's going to change. The world ain't a nice place sometimes. And if you can't handle it, sucks to be you. Anything?
The world isn't a nice place, and the fact that Dylan Mulvaney thinks that this is going to answer all the problem, it's not. I think you were wrong earlier. There is something authentic about Dylan Mulvaney, the narcissism. Do you know about Narcissus? Narcissus.
Narcissus?
Narcissus.
Yeah.
Narcissus. He got so infatuated with his own reflection that he couldn't break away from it. And I think that that's actually a really interesting parallel to trans women. You get so fixated on the appearance or what other people think of you that you're not even taking the time to look around and see what you're doing. You're just focusing in on what you think you want. And narcissism, that's the origin. I mean, when you're so fixated on yourself and not anything else, you are going to be stuck and you are never going to move forward and you're not going to have good friends and you're not going to have good job friends. You're not going to have anything like that because you're too concerned about what they're saying, what they're thinking. Oh my gosh. It's a
Do you
rabbit hole.
remember when Dylan posted that video of him at the yoga place and he went to the bathroom? He's like, see, you have nothing to worry about, ladies. I just went into pee. See, you have nothing to worry about. It's like, that's the prime example of what you were explaining. They are not seeing
The other side.
the other side.
No.
And how, what about Lily Tino? What about him?
what
Or
about-
what about the GameStop, it's ma'am dude? He thinks that all trans women are like him, not threatening. But he doesn't get that any creep could just put on a dress, like we've seen, and do some weird, creepy, invasive, exhibitionist, peeping Tom kind of crap. They don't see that. It's like how we feel is just mean.
It's kind of like me saying, because I'm a lesbian and I'd never hit you, no lesbian will ever hit you.
Yeah, it just doesn't make
It's
any
the same
sense.
idea. I can't speak for the actions of everyone who does what I do. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
can't speak for the actions of every lesbian out there. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you that if you enter a room with me, I'm not a physical person, and so I will walk away. I'm not gonna fight you. But I cannot make that blanket statement about lesbians. For them to go into the bathroom and say, see, one individual went in and you guys were fine. What a man's way of saying to a woman that
Yeah.
you can handle it.
Yep, that is a typical dude thing to say.
How many times do you see trans men posting, oh, I'm going on a bathroom tour?
I haven't.
Exactly, because women, even if they decide to transition, are aware of the environment you're in a bathroom.
They're aware of their size and their strength in
And the
comparison
environment,
to men.
and would you want to pull your phone out in a men's bathroom while they have their out in the urinals? No. No, probably not. Women are more aware of what's going on around them than men are today, in my opinion. And so that's why you don't hear about it as much. And they also don't want the attention from it. They don't want to be known as the Dylan Mulvaney of trans men.
Aside from women on the left, yeah.
I mean, Blossom's boyfriend, right?
Yeah, the one that's
Threatened to unalive themselves because we don't like Blossom.
and crying.
I don't know if I saw crying, but I saw.
Oh, I'm sure she cried.
Boo-hoo. I'm sorry if you decided that was too much for your poor little soul to bear.
And I'm not sorry. Cry more.
Like, maybe I should start doing that if it's that good of a drug.
Just because you feel offended by it doesn't mean it's nasty and negative.
What I find really interesting about the timing of this video is that the play that I wrote is a lot about transness, and it's about my
Shocker.
transness. And I've been worried, like, oh my God, do we even need to hear about that right now?
No.
Or
No.
like, it just feels like I'm beating a dead horse. Do I keep talking about this thing this small part of who I am?
It's not really a small part of who you are, is it? It's the only reason people know you. You started a Days of Girlhood TikTok series, which was longer than 365 days.
His show is going to be trash. It's going to tank. It's not going to do well. People are tired of hearing you talk about your days of girlhood. And that was a cheap plug.
For the book
Tacky.
and the play.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of it was very cheap plugs for things Dylan Mulvaney is doing. It's like, oh, I have all these good things going for me. You know how many people out there?
It's him talking about him.
Yeah, narcissist. You know how many people are out there who may identify as trans that aren't half as narcissistic as Dylan Mulvaney?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the one that
Gets
one
the
of
biggest
them
mouthpiece.
that speaks on behalf of them. He's speaking on behalf of the people who don't want him to speak on their behalf, and he's also speaking on behalf of the creeps too, who he doesn't think exist, but do.
Oh, Dylan, you
And in those videos, you insulted women. But here you are crying about somebody saying that you are a man. You don't get to insult women and build a career off it. Insult people's intelligence and then start crying when somebody says, oh, look, Dylan Mulvaney is not a woman. He's a man. Maybe it's me, ladies and gentlemen. Who knows? Maybe I am the mean and hateful one. Maybe we are just also mean and hateful for saying the truth. Who knows?
And I'm just keep talking about, I just want to move on. You know, I'm trying to move on in my life and my womanhood.
You're not.
And then I see this video and I know that I can't. And that's why I wake up every day and I feel stuck. Because my existence and our existence, trans people's existences, are being debated on such a large scale that
Are you reading a script?
a day without realizing that feels nearly impossible.
Do you see that? You see the eye contact and then back to the side of the screen?
Yeah,
It feels like he's reading a script.
That's all an act, man. It's all an act.
It's not actually grabbing emotion. It looks like he's trying to read something or recall what he wanted to say. There's no actual tears. Did you notice that? Crocodile tears.
Yes.
I know I mentioned it earlier, but I mean, we've gotten this far and there's still no real tears.
You know those little things, they're like squeezy things that they blow like air in your eyes? Death Becomes Her, Goldie Hawn did it. Madeline! I need to speak to Madeline at once! Yeah. Remember?
Those are misty eyes at best. That is like oh, guys, I know. It's just been so hard to be a lesbian these days because unless I want to get my arm turned into a penis, they won't cover health insurance for me, and I don't know what to do because, like, man, I just want to have $1 million house too, and I play on New York stages, and I mean, why can't you guys just love me?
It's so sad. Everyone hates me. I can't keep going on like this, but I need to keep going on.
Everyone
because I'm
hates
strong.
me, but I have a bunch of friends, and I have a play coming out in New York, and I just got my book released, but everyone hates me.
And I live in a very nice house.
And I said that word for word.
And to sit with that, to look in the mirror every day and have to go, I see you. I know who you are. I know those people are wrong. It's exhausting, and this woman wants it to be exhausting for me. She wants me to be crying right now, and I know I usually try not to acknowledge those videos or these horrible people because it gets them more views, and it just usually creates more of a mess. But I want her to know, I don't know what your name is. I'm so sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I don't know what your name is. I didn't look. But I want you to know that you will never exhaust me to the point of not being able to see who I am.
You know, the victimhood with these people, it never fails. Disappointing.
She made you cry. She made you cry. See, I'm not like the gay guys. So, because there's a lot of gay guys that are like, well, he's authentic and he's kind and he's just so sweet. He's just trying to do the right things. No, you're a man with a penis. You don't understand. You don't get how women feel about this. You think we're overreacting. Well, go f*** yourself. Because we have every right to feel the way that we feel and laugh at you crying. Dylan, we like it. It's fun.
I don't think that Dylan is being authentic with that final statement either. I usually don't respond to these videos because
No.
it pulls attention off of my channel. However, my channel has been hurting lately, so I'm going to finally acknowledge someone who said something mildly hateful against me so I can get more people watching my channel.
Anyway, like and subscribe.
And don't forget, Dylan's playing Booker coming out.
No, like and subscribe. Most of you don't subscribe.
What the hell?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. What's it
Subscribe.
going to cost you? Nothing.
Nothing.
Don't you like it?
Bing,
Yeah.
bang, boom, and you're done.
Don't you want to hang out with two lesbians? You get an older one and a younger one. You can pick your favorite. You can side with Nina. You can side with me. You can hate us both. Just
The
subscribe.
the nice one, the mean one.
Sometimes I lose it.
That's true. Bye. Boop. Crawling hard in love.